Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You could tap in and you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically. Listen, man, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it, my G's. You understand me? You know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down. Now, do me a favor, man. Wipe your feet off before you step into the big house. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, all right? Now, listen, man. We going to tap in late night live stream. We not going to stay long, but I got a lot of people in the DM asking my perspective on the situation with Sue Surf. Yo, GMB TV, what's your perspective on what's going down with Sue Surf? I mean, what's your thought process on everything that's taking place with Sue Surf in these YouTube streets? Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. It's always a message in the madness. And, you know, at the top of the list, the message is for the youngsters. You know, the message is for the young boys out there that's straddling the fence. You know, you want that gangster persona, but you still want to do the right thing. You still want to make some money. You kind of teeter-tottering. You straddling the fence. You understand what I'm saying? That's what these messages are for. You know what I mean? You got to understand something. A lot of these dudes are already going to prison. They're already in the gang. They already know that their destiny has been written for them. But it's a large amount of young boys that they still got a choice. You still got a chance. In these situations with, you know, these entertainers, these celebrities being exposed as rats. I mean, Bimmy, Sue Surf. I mean, it's a whole list of puppets that are being exposed as rats, all the way down to Gunna. It's a reason for that. Now, is Sue Surf a rat? If you ask me, absolutely. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And we're going to talk about that. You know what I mean? Late night live stream. Big salute to who's ever still up. Yeah, we just going to tap in on this. I didn't want to wait. The downloads had downloaded. The downloads have downloaded. And all I could do is bring the downloads to you. I can't sleep on this. You know what I mean? I can't wait on this. When the downloads download, then it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And is Sue Surf a rat? Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, man, pure dope, straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. You know what I mean? Before we get into this, right? Before we talk about this, you already know I got to do some customizations to the chat, man. The higher-ups and the elites, they working overtime. They always trying to shadow ban the channel. They always trying to muffle the message because they understand that Grown Man Business TV is an absolute threat to the establishment. Grown Man Business TV, this channel, this platform is a threat to the establishment. It's a threat to the propaganda. It's a threat to the narrative that's being pushed over these young boys right through this algorithm. So I absolutely have to, you know, I gotta customize. I gotta do some customization, man. Yeah, one thing for sure, two things for certain. We gonna deliver this message, and we not gonna sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to hold your hand. This ain't first grade. I'm going to give it to you raw, pure, dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. You can take it or you can leave it. You can like it or you can love it. Is Sue Surf a rat? Absolutely. All right, now let's do some customizations to the chat. Salute to everybody that's in here. Late night live stream. We ain't doing much. We going to have some fun with this. But, you know, it's no way that we could hide this from these youngsters. There's no more lying to the youth. It's no more misleading and misguiding these youngsters. You know what I mean? We got to keep it all the way funky, man. And we gonna talk about that. Big salute to the chat, man. Hit the like button and all that. Well over 50,000 subscribers, man. Yeah. We on our way to 60K, easy money. You know what I mean? And we gonna do what we do, man. You know, I don't mind being the bearer of bad news. That's the thing with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think about it, or I don't feel no way about exposing exactly what it is. You know, that's the beautiful thing about this platform. I do not mind being the bearer of bad news, and I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't know these dudes. I ain't trying to be a celebrity with these dudes. I ain't trying to go party and pop bottles with these dudes. You understand what I'm saying? So I got no reason to say you a rat or you not a rat. I got no reason to speak on the situation in a manner that I don't have no dog in the fight. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. And we gonna talk about that. You know what I mean? We gonna get into this, man. Big salute. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We ain't staying long, but we gonna have a conversation. Well over 100 in the chat already. You know how we do over here, right? Now, listen, you see that right there at the bottom of the screen, right? Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, doing your Twittering and all that with your Twitter fingers, commenting and commenting and doing all that in my comment section with your Twitter fingers, using your Twitter fingers and all that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. All right, now let's have this conversation, right? You know, battle rap's biggest superstar. Yeah, if you ask me, Sue Surf, he's bigger than Murder Mook. He's bigger than Lux. You know, when it comes to notoriety, when it comes to, you know, the fame, when it comes to the recognition, if you ask me, Sue Surf is #1 on the list. He's at the top of the mountain when it comes to this battle rap thing. And Sue Surf recently caught a RICO charge. You know, he's a rolling 60 Crip, even though he's from New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? You know, Sue Surf is from New Jersey, but he's a rolling 60 Crip, even though there ain't no rolling 60th Street in New Jersey. There ain't no 60th Street in New Jersey. That's California. Y'all already know how I feel about that. Y'all already know how I feel about off-brand gang members. So be it, right? He catches a RICO charge. Now, it's a lot of back and forth about the paperwork, and that's what we're going to talk about. That's what I want to really get into, because the word semantics, I keep telling y'all, these jail dudes and, they feel like we can't speak on this because we ain't never did 20 years in prison and we don't know this and we don't know that. But it's very cut and dry. It's very simple. It's not rocket science. It is not rocket science. It is cut and dry. And we really gotta shine a light on this, because the nasty part about it is the picking and choosing. Bimmy's a rat, but Sue Surf is not a rat. Gunna's a rat, but Sue Surf is not a rat. You understand what I'm saying? Gunna's a rat, but Tax Stone is not a rat. That's why I'm talking to the youth. That's why I'm directing this directly to the youngsters. Hey, bro, you ain't got no win in this. You ain't got no win in this situation. And we're going to talk more about that. And I'm going to explain to y'all how the judicial system, the law, how they figured out. They figured it out, bro. They really got slick with this. They figured out how to make you dudes rats without really making y'all rats. They figured out how to make you a rat without you doing the normal procedures of being a rat. And I know that sounds crazy, but we're going to talk about this. You know, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You got a choice to make, young man. And if you make the wrong choice, you need to stay down. You need to go to, if they going to give your ass life, just like Young Thug, whoop-dee-doo. If you make the wrong choice, you want to be a gang member, you want to be involved with the streets, you want to be involved with the underworld dealings, carriers of Mac Millers, East Coast bodyers, West Coast cat pillars, little monkey niggas turn gorillas. I mean, you know the song I'm talking about, right? If you want to get down with the underworld, when them white people come with them handcuffs and they take you into that court building, if they want to give you 100 years, whoop-dee-doo. But if you go in there and you start talking and you start taking certain plea deals, ain't no turning back from that. Ain't no turning back from that. And see, that's where y'all getting confused. That's where they absolutely tricking y'all out of position. That's how they leading y'all young boys to the hellfire. Cause you think you could do this and you think you could do that. Nah. When I was coming up, it was very cut and dry. You either told or you didn't. You either ratted or you didn't. Now it's like, oh, you could take a plea deal and do this, or you could take a plea deal and do that, and this is ratting and that ain't ratting, and you could write letters to the judge incriminating people, but that ain't ratting. Nah, man. Nah. So, it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be, but we gotta really address this. Sue Surf is when it comes to the paperwork, he told, my G. He told. All right. So it's nasty work. Ask me if I care about if Sue Surf told or not. I don't give two flying. Yeah, I don't care if Sue Surf told. I don't care what these gang members do. But what I am concerned about is the false narrative that's being pushed on these young boys. I told y'all, it ain't a coincidence that all these jail niggas is in the algorithm. It ain't a coincidence that all these ex-convict niggas that did 40 years in prison is now in the algorithm spewing a message, spewing a narrative. The higher-ups and the elites work overtime, my G. They was using the rappers for a long time. Now the rappers ain't really got no influence. Now they using these jail niggas on YouTube. They was using the rappers to lead y'all to prison. They was using these rappers to rap this gangster shit to y'all and have y'all committing crimes. Now they using these gang members out in Cali. They got all these gang members in the algorithm. They got all these jail niggas in the algorithm. You thought listen, you thought that was by coincidence? You thought it was by coincidence we got Munchie B, and Hefe, Whack 100, Crip Mac, ODM. We got all of these gang niggas all in the algorithm in this YouTube thing. You thought that was by coincidence? Nothing is by coincidence. The higher-ups and the elites are always working overtime. Who got the influence? We got the influence. YouTubers, content creators, we got the influence. It's our turn. We got the ball now. We don't have next. We got now. The rappers, them niggas is old news. The rappers want to be bloggers. The rappers want to be YouTubers now. You know why the rappers want to be YouTubers? Because we got the ball. We got the influence. So now that we got the influence, look, they took away Nipsey Hussle when they gave us Crip Mac. Now that we got the influence, all of a sudden, all we see in the algorithm is gang members on the West Coast and jail niggas on the East Coast. Now, let's get into these receipts, because one thing for sure and two things for certain, you already know, man, I kept the receipts, my G. I don't go nowhere without the receipts. I kept the receipts in my back pocket. I'm passionate when it comes to these young boys. I'm passionate when it comes to the community. You understand what I'm saying? If we would have had YouTube and social media platforms back in the early 90s, I would have been talking about gangster rap. I would have exposed to y'all how they got rid of De La Soul and they gave us NWA. I would have exposed to y'all how they got rid of leaders of the new school and they gave us motherfucking Snoop Doggy Dogg. We ain't have these platforms back in the day. So they threw a Hail Mary pass and they got that shit over on us. Well, now guess what? Now we got voices on these platforms. You know what I'm saying? You could choose to spew the propaganda, or you could choose to be a truth teller. Pick a side, my G. I'm passionate at what's going on. I see through the smoke and mirrors, and they got you young niggas blinded Well, let's talk about Sue Surf. Yeah, your favorite battle rapper. You know, he took a plea. You got a lot of people saying, yo, nothing wrong with taking a plea. You got other people saying something just ain't right. In the words of Hassan Campbell, something ain't adding up with what Sue Surf did. Yeah. You got some people saying Gunna, he just took a plea. You got other people saying something ain't right with that yes ma'am, no ma'am shit. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, yes, ma'am. Is YSL a gang? Yes, ma'am. Have you seen members in YSL commit crimes? Yes, ma'am. Something ain't right about that. All right, so let's get into this first. Let's get into this first clip right here. Now, you know I gotta use what the algorithm gives me. I'm gonna use what the algorithm gives me. So this is what the jail niggas is saying. You know, misleading the youth. This is what the so-called hooligans is saying about Sue Surf. This is what the jail niggas is pushing in the algorithm about Sue Surf. All right, so let's start right here. Let's start with this first receipt right here. Big salute to the chat. Yeah. Juke my box. I figured I'd tap back in. Late night live stream. I ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? I'm an old head, man. I don't be pressed about going out to the clubs and all that. You know, the big house is my sanctuary. And I got about 14 or 15 DMs talking about Sue Surf. I didn't really know what was going on with Sue Surf. So when I did my due diligence about Sue Surf, I said, you know what, I got to talk about this. The downloads are downloading. Yeah, before I lay down for the night, before I get in my bed, you know what I mean? Rub my feet together. Yeah, I'm an old head. I just look like this. Before I do that, I'm going to talk to the youngsters that's up. I'm going to talk to, I want to break this down. Is Sue Surf a rat? Yes, absolute. If the paperwork is being read that I'm hearing, oh, absolutely. All right, but let's let the hooligans tell us what they think about it. All right, big salute to the chat. Hit the like button and all that. Hey, subscribe to the channel. You already know what to do. Let's see what we got going on. Look.
There's a dude on the internet, Byron Blake, right? He putting up paperwork from Sue Surf plea agreement or whatever that was, you heard? He put that up. And he don't like the way it's worded. He don't like the way the paperwork looked. So he's saying foul shit about Sue Surf. Then he go get another nigga paperwork on the case and say, oh, this nigga this nigga that. Karma? Why them niggas ain't saying that? Why the niggas from Jersey ain't saying that? Why the niggas on that case ain't saying that? If ain't nobody on the case saying Surf did bad, how is y'all saying Surf did bad? Cause y'all don't like the language in the proffer. Y'all don't like the language in the proffer. So y'all saying the nigga did bad, but none of his co-defendants is saying he did bad.
And I'm gonna stop right there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't even giving his co-defendants time to say if he did bad or not. You know, why didn't any of his co-defendants say that he did bad? The same reason Preem never said Bimmy did bad until 40 years later. You understand what I'm saying? Respectfully. Why isn't his co-defendant speaking out? Well, you know, they still in the proceedings right now. It's still a lot going on right now. The same reason Preem just now saying Bimmy is a rat 40 years later. You know, that's a whole nother, I'm gonna do a whole nother live stream on Bimmy. You know, Preem, 40 years, you knew he was a rat and you let him mingle and go all throughout the industry and do business with real niggas and you knew he was a rat. You didn't send word to the street. You didn't say nothing until 40 years later. And now all of a sudden, Bimmy is a confidential informant. respectfully. But that's why they haven't said anything. The beautiful thing is we got technology. We don't need them to say anything. The paperwork is going to say exactly what we need to hear. And Gail, I see you in the chat. Gail Brown, salute. They didn't tell. They just let them know what happened. No, that's telling. You don't let them know what happened. And the paperwork is going to say that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna let the hooligans and the jail niggas speak a little bit more, but what you gotta understand is, yo, he pleaded out to what he did. No, he pleaded out the more than what he did. The questions that they ask are strategic. Did you do X, Y, and Z with members of the gang? Did you transport drugs with other members of the gang? When you say yes, now you have stamped. Even if those dudes say no, guess what? Sue Surf said yes. So it's very cut and dry with this plea deal situation. If we all gonna plea out, then we all pleading out. But if that's the case, I'm only going to admit to what I did. If you ask me about anybody else, I don't got no say. So you should already know. Ain't they pleading out? Why are you asking me if I did something with somebody else? I'm only pleading out to what I did. Okay, so it's not rocket science, but let's let my man talk a little bit more. It's nasty work. The games and the word semantics, the way they playing on you young bulls. All right, so let's let my man go ahead, Zip, talk some more. Talk to the people, Zip.
How you do that? Y'all niggas is eating up. That shit is nasty work. That's not how we go. You don't just call a nigga a rat because you don't like the way a nigga talk. That ain't what this is about. Somebody says, this man told on me. You say that man told on me. Know what I'm saying? You heard, you saw that man pointing out a nigga. Things of that nature. When you see things like that, okay, cool. Now it's like, what's going on? We basically do the knowledge on the situation. You heard what's going on here. They're accusing you of being a rat. Somebody said you tell him. Not, yo, this nigga copped out. I'ma get his paperwork, read it. Oh, yo, how you saying you and your gang did something? Bitch, because that's what they said. I had to say that to take my time, nigga. Fuck you mean, nigga? This ain't me volunteering no information, nigga. This is me confirming what they asking me. I'm not giving these niggas no information. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang is coming down here to do the same thing. Ain't no...
That's ratting. Hey, Gail Brown, that went over my head. I caught that. Trust me, I'm with you. Salute. That's ratting. See, they want you to believe that if you confirm some information that they already know, that ain't ratting. Well, let me ask you a question. Why would they be asking you a question that they already know? If they already know it, why would they ask you? The reason why they ask you is because, yes, they already know the information, but they need you to confirm that information. They need you to put the sign, stamp, seal, and delivery on that information. Because if you say you don't know anything about that information, it has not been confirmed. It is not solid. It is not valid. I mean, I don't understand. You know, I do understand because you dudes is here to mislead the people. That's why y'all in the algorithm. That's why the algorithm is pushing your message. I'm just a threat to the establishment. So let's let Lil Zippy say that one more time. Because, you know, a lot of the times when you let these niggas talk they self right out of position. Listen, if you go into any police station, youngsters, listen to me. If you go into any interrogation room and you confirm what the police already know, you're a fucking rat. I don't know why a taxpaying citizen a father. You know, I'm a taxpayer. I don't know why I got to get on this algorithm and break this down to y'all. You know, the street niggas and the hooligans like Zippy with the drippy and all that, they should be telling y'all the truth. I gotta come behind these dudes and I gotta give y'all the pure dope. I gotta tell y'all the truth. When Tax Stone wrote that letter to the judge confirming that Troy Ave and Banger were menaces to society, they were doing these type of physical altercations in multiple different clubs. When he confirmed it, that made Tax Stone a rat. Yeah, the judge already knew that Troy Ave and Banger had open cases for the same situations. But when Tax Stone wrote a letter to the judge stamping that, confirming it, you're a fucking rat. Sue Surf. Why? You know what? Talk to the people, Zip. Go ahead. Talk to the people, Zip.
Byron Blake, right? No information. I'm confirmed of that nature. When you see things like that, okay, cool. Now it's like, what's going on? We basically do the knowledge on the situation. You heard what's going on here. They're accusing you of being a rat. Somebody said you tell him. Not, yo, this nigga copped out. I'ma get his paperwork, read it. Oh, yo, how you saying you and your gang did something? Bitch, because that's what they said. I had to say that to take my time, nigga. Fuck you mean, nigga? This ain't me volunteering no information, nigga. This is me confirming what they asking me. I'm not giving these niggas no information. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang is coming down here to do the same thing. That shit is nasty work. That's not how, no information. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang is coming down here to do the same thing. Ain't nobody from my gang got an issue with anything that I'm saying to these police. Oh my God, 60 months to 200 months. Y'all, that's what they say. I was charged with that or not. We have all... This ain't me volunteering no information, nigga. This is me confirming what they asking me. I'm not giving these niggas no information. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang is coming down here to do the same thing. This ain't me volunteering no information, nigga. This is me confirming what they asking me. I'm not giving these niggas no information. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang is coming down here to do the same thing. Ain't...
What we talking about? Now, this is a 20+ year jailhouse nigga right here, Zippy with the drippy. I want to say, Zip, you've been doing a lot of drinking, man. You've been getting drunk, man. I ain't gonna say nothing about it, you know, to each his own. That's your prerogative, man. But you slipping and shit. You slacking, man. You need to stop doing all that Douce drinking on live and all that. I ain't saying nothing. I'm confirming. Once you confirm what the police is asking you, you's a fucking rat. You shouldn't have to confirm nothing. If you taking a plea, every plea should only involve you. That's all I'm saying to these youngsters. You can't go into the interrogation room and confirm anything. Listen to me. That's where they tricking y'all at. Y'all think that it's okay because you're taking a plea, because your people is taking a plea, that you can just confirm. Nah. You taking a plea and your people taking a plea. Guess what? You still got to be on your motherfucking P's and Q's. You still got to be on your pivot because the police and the higher ups, they playing chess at the highest level. They still trying to trick you. They still trying to play you out position. Just because you taking a plea don't mean the game is over. Nigga, we just in the third quarter. You still got a whole nother quarter to play. That's why Gunna was a rat. It was nothing wrong with Gunna taking a plea. Nothing wrong with that. But when Gunna got up there and confirmed some shit that was outside of him is YSL a gang. Nigga, you that's including you, Young Thug, and whoever else they are implicating to be in the gang. When you confirm that, you's a fucking rat. You's a rat. Okay? So I just wanted to play Zip because again, these jail dudes, man, they think they know it all. And the beautiful thing about the day and age that we live in, hey, bro, it ain't. All you need is comprehension skills, my G, to read this paperwork. You ain't got to be a goddamn prison lawyer. You ain't got to be no defense attorney to understand paperwork. These jailhouse dudes like, yo, you ain't never been to jail, so you don't understand. Hey, bro, I got very good comprehension skills. When I read, I know how to comprehend what I'm reading. And we gonna go through the paperwork. But before we go through the paperwork, I just wanted to let Zip do what Zip do. I keep telling y'all, man, you let these jailhouse niggas talk, it sound real good until a big dog walk into the room, until a real grown-ass man step into the situation, and now it get shaky. Now it get questionable. And then you heard out your own mouth, Zip with the drip said, I went in the room and I didn't tell on nobody. I just confirmed what they was asking me. You're a fucking rat when you do that. So again, I want the youngsters to hear this. So y'all can really think twice. When y'all go in the room, understand you can't do that. I don't care what Zip told you. I don't care you can't do that. You can't confirm anything outside of your crime. Yo, did you sell drugs? Yes, I sold drugs. Okay, did you sell drugs with any members of the gang? No, I sold drugs. That's it. No, I'm just saying, when you cross state lines with all them drugs, wasn't it 2 or 3 other guys that's in the gang with you? Didn't they do, y'all all copping out? No, I don't know what they copping out to. I don't know what they gonna come in here and cop out to. I'm copping out to what I did. That's it. Was there other members in the Rolling 60 Crip? I don't know. I know I was in the Rolling 60 Crip gang. That's it. This shit ain't rocket science, man. You already ain't supposed to be talking to the police. But if you gonna cop a plea, you need to make sure you and your lawyer is on the same page. I'm only saying yes, ma'am, to what I did. Okay? Don't go in there confirming nothing that got anything to do with anybody else. Okay? Your man right here, this respectfully, to each his own, man. I ain't even know Muslims was supposed to be drinking like that. Ain't that goddamn haram? Ain't that haram for a Muslim to be getting drunk and shit? But that's a whole nother live stream. Let's get into another receipt real quick. Let's let the homie Byron Blake talk. All right, now, big salute to Byron Blake. Love the content, my G. Keep doing what you do. I got a lot of love for the content creators and the truth tellers. Because again, man, yo, Sue Surf ain't a rat. Is you crazy? The paperwork says different. Again, it's nasty work with the picking and the choosing. Gunna's a rat, but Sue Surf ain't a rat. Gunna's a rat, but Tax Stone writing a letter to the judge, telling the judge that Troy Ave and Banger used to run around Manhattan beating people up. You confirm that. You confirm to the judge that they was out there committing crimes, physically assaulting people, because you trying to get a bail and all that. You still don't get no bail, but you confirm to the police and to the judge, nigga, you was a rat. All right? Now, again, let's get into this next receipt, but understand something. I'm not no sidewalk nigga. I know how it feel to be in them interrogation rooms. I know how it feel when those motherfuckers, when they throwing trick questions at you, they using word semantics, they trying to play you out of position, and I made out scot-free, my G. I know exactly what to do. Close your mouth. Don't confirm nothing. Close your mouth. All right, let's let the boy Byron Blake do his thing. Salute to the chat and all that. Um, is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Hit the like button. Let's see what we got going on. Look.
People say they are here for the raps, they are here for the entertainment, they don't care about these people's actual lives. There are some who just cannot wrap their mind around the fact that somebody that they hold in such high regard has done something that the streets look at as such a low thing. Seen every.
We need a small business loan fast.
I got that.
Y'all know how YouTube like to do. Hey Byron, I'm gonna skip through this, man. I don't even want to wait for this, but normally I let the ads play. You know what I mean? That's put money in your pocket and all that. But we gonna get right to this. And exactly, before I say that, yes, you know, I don't know what the deal is with these Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas might want to go ahead and start baking bean pies, man. You know, first it was Hassan Campbell. He was coming up here. He was the Muslim. Now he drinking Hennessy. He's slurring and all that. Now it's Zip. I heard Zip say that drinking alcohol and getting drunk and all that was haram. I heard him say Muslims weren't supposed to be. But now you got the month to each his own, my G. Salute to you. Let's see what we got, man. Let's let Byron Blake talk. Nasty work. Let's go through this paperwork. Let's go.
Right, and we just gonna go over Surf's plea, the language of the plea, so y'all can get the point. Now, at line 14 is where they start the factual basis. The judge would begin this by asking Surf, from 2015 to around 2022, was he a member of the Rolling 60s? Did the Rolling 60s operate in New Jersey? Did the Rolling 60s have structure? Did they have procedures and protocols that he was required to follow as a member? And Surf would answer yes to all of these questions. Surf was then...
Hey, look. Yes, ma'am. Look at that. Yes, ma'am. Hey, I'm gonna let this joint go, right? But yeah. Just like Gunna. These gangster thug niggas, when they go in that courtroom, when they go in that interrogation room, I told you, when the white man come around, it's yes, sir, no, sir. It's yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yeah. Rolling 60 Crip. Yes, ma'am. You got manners now. When them people got your ass hit, when them people get your ass in that courtroom, oh, you got all the manners in the world. Okay, I just wanted to point that out. You know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers is just like us, man. They act all gangster. They play the role. And then it go from that to yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Yeah. I ain't never heard Sue Surf say yes, ma'am in not one of his battle raps. Shoot niggas and kill niggas. I blow your head off. Get the scrapper and pull it out. Bang, bang, shoot, shoot. Yeah. But when that courtroom, oh, it's yes, ma'am, and it's no, ma'am. Go ahead, sir. Let's listen. Look.
And asked, did he conspire with two or more members to commit two or more crimes in furtherance of the enterprise? Basically asking him, did he commit crimes with other people to help the status and position of the gang? Surf would answer yes to these questions. Key to this video that you are watching today, Surf was asked, did he conspire with other members to move at least 40 to 60 kilograms of marijuana across state lines? And his answer to that was yes. So he's admitting to conspiring with others. Now, there seem to be a lot of people who believe that this is okay because he did not name anybody specifically, at least not in this moment. So now we're going to move into the effects of Surf's plea. Now, Sue Surf would enter his plea on April 21st of 2023. Just months later, one of Surf's co-defendants would file a motion asking the courts to dismiss his indictment based on claims that the government had not properly alleged any racketeering activity on his behalf.
specifically stating that the government had not identified a single ongoing criminal enterprise with respects to him. Rather, they had only alleged several unrelated acts and had not provided any direct connection between his criminal activity and the enterprise. There was no connection, according to him, showing that he committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. So it didn't seem that he was disputing the marijuana enterprise, but he was disputing the fact that he sold marijuana in furtherance of the gang. Basically saying, hey, y'all got me with the weed, it's mine. I don't know nothing about no gang stuff. I don't know nothing about doing nothing in furtherance of the gang. These were not gang orders. None of this drug sale stuff is related to gang banging. Specifically stating, here, the government has not alleged any hierarchy in the Rolling 60s or how the acts of Mr. Warden, which have no interrelationship with that organization, are RICO predicate acts. Although the proof used to establish the existence of an enterprise and a pattern of racketeering may in particular cases coalesce, proof of a pattern of racketeering activity does not necessarily establish the existence of an enterprise. The government has not sufficiently pled that Mr. Warden was employed by or associated with the enterprise, that he participated in either directly or indirectly in the conduct or the affairs of the enterprise, or that he participated through a pattern of racketeering activity. Accordingly, the indictment against him should be dismissed.
Have you ever wanted to see your...
Now, let's break that down real quick, right? Sue Surf went in there and said, they asked Sue Surf questions. Yo, when you was moving that weed across state lines, you and a couple of your co-defendants, y'all was doing that, right? Sue Surf said, yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, ma'am. Was y'all involved with the gang? Yes, ma'am. These are trick questions. These questions are implicating other people, his co-defendants, right? You only supposed to plea out to what you did. Anything okay, we already broke that down. Now, after Sue Surf took this plea and said, yes, ma'am, like he was gonna, wanna. Yeah, he said, yes, ma'am, in that court, like he was gonna, right? One of his co-defendants put in a motion to have the RICO dropped because the police had not done sufficient police work. They were missing certain situations and they had not had enough evidence to hit him with a RICO charge. Now, his co-defendant said, yeah, I sold weed before, but I don't know nothing about no gang shit. I don't know nothing about nothing else. I only sold weed. The problem now is Sue Surf already confirmed, in the words of Zip with the Drip, he already confirmed that you was in the gang. He already pled out and confirmed that you was selling weed with him, you crossed state lines with him, and you was in the gang with him. So now we not gonna throw that RICO charge out. And the only reason they able to do that is off the strength in the plea deal of Sue Surf. Again, I'm gonna let this play, but I want you to understand something. You know, Zip say, yo, you know what? Let's let Zip talk. I'm gonna let Zip talk before we get back into this. Listen to this. Look.
From my gang got an issue with anything that I'm saying to these police. So when I say me and my gang, these niggas that I got locked up with was doing blah, 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 whether I was charged with that shit or not. Whether I was charged with that or not, we have already agreed that I'm going in there and saying that I did that shit.
You going in there and saying you did that shit. You not going in there and saying somebody did it with you. Do you see the disconnection? You see where the word semantics? Nothing wrong if you go in there and say I did it. But this the thing. They're going to ask you questions that implicate your co-defendants. They're going to ask you questions. They're not just going to let you plea out to what you did. Yeah, just take a plea. If you take a plea, then you know what? We'll give you 60 months and that's it. But you got to plea out. You got to plead guilty. And then when you come in there to make a plea, all the questions is involving you and your gang. All the questions is involving you and your co-defendants. And I'm going to address that. Born hustler, I'm going to address that. Walk in the yard shit. Because that's another thing where they play y'all out of position. Oh, if he had snitched the blah, 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 he wouldn't be able to walk the yard, blah, blah. You know how many snitch, Alpo was walking the yard. Did you know that? Did you know that Alpo was walking? Everybody knew Alpo was a snitch and Alpo was walking the yard. So miss me with that he wouldn't be walking the yard shit. Y'all niggas is brainwashed. Y'all need grown man business TV. All right, now let's let Sue Surf. Let's let my man Brian Blake talk just a little bit more about what Sue Surf did. Now again, his co-defendant went in there and tried to negotiate getting the RICO charge dropped because the police didn't have enough evidence to say he was in a RICO. They had the evidence saying that him and Sue Surf was selling weed together. But they didn't have enough evidence to say that he was a rolling 60 Crip. The only evidence and the only thing that they got is the confirmation from Sue Surf. You ratted, kid. You ratted, kid. Oh, go ahead, Brian. Talk to the people. Look.
Even though many fans and people who claim to be close to the situation argue that Surf and all of his homies had agreed to plead out and they were going to just accept responsibility for this situation, this guy was still trying to fight. This guy was still saying, hey, I might have had some weed, but it's got nothing to do with no rolling 60s or no racketeering or RICO. And he was still having his lawyer press that issue. Now, the government will have a chance to respond to this motion, and this is what they had to say. They would start by once again laying out what they believe is the history of the gang and how it migrated from California to New Jersey, establishing a connection between California and New Jersey, strictly for the purpose of establishing the fact that these guys are real members. They are actually connected to California. Now, because this guy is accused of being in charge of the drug activity, they would then direct their attention to the enterprise's involvement in drug distribution. And they would state that enterprise members and associates engaged in or controlled drug trafficking and other criminal activities in various neighborhoods and public housing complexes and as part of the conspiracy. Enterprise members and associates enriched themselves through drug trafficking. For example, because the enterprise controlled certain areas where drugs were sold, members involved in drug distribution, such as Warden, benefited from their association with the enterprise. Warden has worked with enterprise members and associates to distribute controlled substances. Multiple examples of Warden's involvement in drug activity, which constitute predicate acts in furtherance of the enterprise, are detailed in the indictment. For example, as detailed in Overt Act WW, on or about October 6, 2020, Warden and Cox discussed a plan to sell marijuana with other enterprise associates, as well as a plan to sell t-shirts that appear to be related to the enterprise over the place, as a youth should be copping our weed some way, somehow. So basically,
I'm at the last resort. I lost
Nasty work, man. Absolutely nasty work, my G. Absolutely nasty work, man. I'm gonna let this play just a little bit longer, but we don't really, we already got right to the point. We got right to the meat and potatoes of the situation, man. You understand? Now, I'm gonna close this off with the trickery that the judges and the prosecutors are using on dudes like Gunna, Sue Surf, and a lot of you gang members that ain't famous, that we don't know about y'all, that y'all are behind the scenes and coming to find out. And I'm gonna address HC, salute, I see you in the chat. I'm gonna address the whole notion that snitches get less time. I'm gonna address that because again, y'all, I ain't even no hooligan. I ain't no nigga who did 20 years, but it's easy math. This ain't rocket science. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna let my man talk for a few more minutes. I'm gonna play the rest of this receipt, and then I'm gonna game y'all up. You know, for all the youngsters, if y'all want to be in the gang and y'all want to be hooligans and y'all choosing to be street niggas, cool. At least know the rules. You gotta change with the times. This ain't 1995, nigga. This ain't 1989. This ain't paid in full. The police, the prosecutors, and the judge, they have advanced. They have evolved. It's a whole nother playing field. This ain't 2002 when Lil Zippy went to jail. You not about to get 5 years probation for a murder. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. I ain't got nothing to do with that. This ain't you not about to get 5 years for a murder like Zip with the Drip got 5 years for a murder. All right, so I'm gonna let this receipt play a little bit more, and then we gonna close out. Salute to the chat.
Attempted to deny the allegations against him. As soon as he tried to have his lawyer put in a motion to dismiss and say, hey, I ain't do none of that stuff. The stuff that y'all saying y'all got don't connect me to nothing. Those conversations probably wasn't even me. You know, he if he's denying this, then he has to be denying that that's him partaking in the conversation, which is the right thing to do. Make them do their job. Make them go get an IP address. Make them go find out what device the messages came from. Don't just go in here and say, yeah, oh, you got me. You know, but as soon as he attempted to do that, they referred to his conversation with Surf. And as we know, Surf had already gone in front of the judge and said this. From 2015 to on or around September 22nd, 2022, Mr. Cox, were you a member of the Rolling 60s? Yes, ma'am. And did the Rolling 60s operate in the District of New Jersey? Yes, ma'am. Additionally, during the previous mentioned time, did you knowingly and intentionally conspire with other members and associates of the enterprise to distribute and possess with intent to distribute at least 40 but less than 60 kilograms of marijuana across state lines? Yes, ma'am. So basically, he was left no out by Sue Surf. By Surf going in and admitting to everything, and this person being directly involved in those conversations and charged with crimes related to those conversations, Surf incriminated him. And while he was attempting to get out of the situation, they were throwing back in his face, yeah, we got these conversations with you and Mr. Cox. And yeah, Mr. Cox has already came in, raised his right hand, sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and told us that everything that we think happened in those messages actually happened. He's already pled guilty. He got his 50 months, and he's on up the road. That's how it went. Now, there are going to be some smart guys who was, oh, Surf could have came back and pled the fifth. You cannot. The Fifth Amendment is a protection against self-incrimination. If you have already admitted to the crimes, pleaded guilty to the crimes, then there is no potential punishment waiting for you by admitting to this. So there is no self-incrimination. You already self-incriminated when you pleaded guilty. So if this had gone to trial, they would have called Surf in to testify against him. If he would have got on there and said, hey, I ain't do none of this and took it to trial, Surf would have been required to come back and testify against him or face penalties for perjury, contempt of court, obstruction of justice, among other things. Probably would have affected his deal.
Just like Gunna. Just like, listen to me. Just like Gunna. If you plea out to only what you did, then they can't have you come and testify against your homies. You know what I'm saying? Your co-defendants. You can't testify because you didn't confirm anything that they did. You only confirmed what you did. You know that, Zip, I'm just confirming. But let me show you that the games that they playing with you dudes out here. Once you agree to take a plea deal, they are going to ask you questions that concern your co-defendants. They are not going to allow you to come into a plea deal and only plea out to what you did. That's not going to happen. They're going to ask you about what you did incongruent with what the gang is doing. What did you do with your co-defendants? It was you, and it was a co-defendant here, and it was a co-defendant there. So by the time you get your 50 months and you get sent off to prison, when your co-defendants come in, they can listen. It don't matter what they say. Sue Surf already confirmed it. Did you do this? Well, I really wasn't in the gang, man. I mean, I did sell marijuana and I was involved in X, Y, and Z, but I was not in the game, or I was not dealing with no racketeering. I wasn't involved in no criminal enterprise. I wasn't in Rolling 60. Sue Surf already confirmed that. So, yeah. And if you fight it, because Sue Surf already confirmed it, took his time, and went up to the motherfucking jail and prison, if you fight it, we gonna bring Sue Surf back down here, and we gonna put him on his stand. He gonna testify. Yeah. Just like Gunna. If Young Thug would have said, YSL ain't no gang, man, I don't know what Gunna talking about, we gonna fight this, Gunna ass would have got brought back to court, and he would have had to testify, and he would have had to say, no, YSL is a gang. I told you already. I'm going to tell you. I confirmed it already. That makes you a rat. All right? They not going to let you come and plea out to just what you did. You going to tell on everybody. You going to make sure you going to incriminate it. They ain't going to be able to wiggle their way out of none of this after we get you to confirm everything. And you heard Zip say it. I'm just confirming what. Why would you have to confirm something they already know? Y'all ain't never thought, why the fuck do you gotta confirm? If they already know if they already know Banger and Troy Ave got open cases all around New York City for physically harming people, what the hell you gotta confirm it? They already know that, right? They need your confirmation. Just because they know something, they need somebody to validate it. They need you to confirm it. With that being said, Sue Surf did bad. Now, let me address this. Yo, when you snitch, you don't get less time. Well, that is either here or there. That wavers, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might work out like that where you get less time. And sometimes it's not that you getting less time, it's that you're going to get the minimum months in prison. You're going to get the minimum sentence, if that makes sense. We're not going to give you less time. We're going to give you the minimum amount of time that you can get on this case. So Sue Surf could have got 60 years in prison. He could have got life for this racketeering charge. But because you confirmed what we needed you to confirm, there go your 50 months. Take your ass and do your time. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, y'all playing the game. Y'all still think it's 1989 and shit. Y'all think it's paid in full with Alpo and Rich Porter. Y'all think it's 1969. Y'all think it's the 80s. Y'all think it's the 90s. Where when you go in there and you tell on somebody, they give you less time. You understand what I'm saying? That ain't how it worked for the most part. Alpo didn't get less time. He told on Wayne Perry, and he got the minimum time, do 25 years. We let you out on parole. If you don't tell, your ass getting life with Wayne Perry. You getting life, he getting life. Natural life. So now they ain't really calling it ratting, snitching. They making y'all confirm information. Whew. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. To all you fucking street niggas, to all you hooligans, you're welcome. All right? I'm telling you something that these jail niggas ain't gonna tell you. Mikey B, Zippy with the drip. These niggas ain't gonna tell you that. They not making y'all snitch. The new term is confirmation. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. You ain't snitching. You just confirm what they already know. Yeah, listen, man. I can't make this shit up, man. I ain't gonna argue with you, man. It is what it is. Look.
I'm saying a nigga did bad, but none of his co-defendants is saying he did bad. About, know what I mean? They said got locked up, was doing blah blah. Basically, do the knowledge on the situation. You heard what's going on here. They accusing you of being a rat. Somebody said you tell him. Not, yo, this nigga copped out. I'ma get his paperwork, read it. Oh, yo, how you saying you and your gang did something? Bitch, because that's what they said. I had to say that to take my time, nigga. Fuck you mean, nigga? This ain't me volunteering no information, nigga. This is me confirming what they asking me. I'm not giving these niggas no information. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang out. I'ma get his paperwork, read it. I'm confirming what they already said. I'm confirming what they already said. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang is coming down here to do the same thing. I'm confirming what they already said. My gang. I'm confirming what they already said.
I'm confirming what they already said. There you go. You're welcome, man. All right? Confirmation is the new ratting. Confirmation is the new snitching. Hey, youngsters, do not go in the interrogation room and confirm and confirm nothing. Yeah. Youngsters, to all the young hooligans out there, to all the young gang members, to all the shooters and the for real niggas and all that, don't confirm nothing. Don't confirm nothing that ain't got nothing to do with you. Everything that got somebody name in it, I don't give a fuck if it's your co-defendant or if the goddamn clerk in the court. If it ain't just you, yo, did you and a few of your gang members, did you and the gang transport drugs over state lines? No, Your Honor. It shouldn't be yes, ma'am. It should be no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Well, what do you mean, no, ma'am? I transported drugs across state lines. I don't know about the gang. Was you in the gang? Were you involved in a criminal enterprise? Was you a part of the Rolling 60 Crips? Yes, I was a part of the Rolling 60 Crips. Well, what about your co-defendants? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It was a lot of yes, ma'ams in that motherfucking plea deal right there. No, ma'am. I don't know if they was a part of the gang. I can't confirm that for you. I can't confirm if they was a part of the. I was a part of the Rolling 60 Crips. That's it. That's all I know. Okay, let me rephrase that question, Mr. Sue Surf. Mr. Sue Surf, was you a part? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I was a part of the. Mr. Sue Surf, did you sell? Yes, ma'am. Yes, did that? That's when you say yes, ma'am. Okay, because you niggas, you Gunna, all All you goddamn thugged out gang members, y'all like to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, and yes, sir, and no, sir. Soon as the judge asks you about your co-defendant, you tell that lady, no, ma'am, I don't know. I can't confirm that, Your Honor. Your Honor, Your Honor, I can't confirm it, Your Honor. All right. Why am I saying this? Because it's a lot of you dudes and you youngsters out here, y'all take the streets and y'all take the code of the code of the streets. If there's even a code, y'all take it very seriously. So what I'm saying to you is, once you a rat, ain't no turning back. Once you make a plea deal and you confirm what they already know, oh, you's a motherfucker. You ate the cheese. What kind of cheese you want, Sue Sir? What you want, mozzarella? You want cheddar cheese? You like American cheese? You want Jack? You like the Jack cheese? Swiss cheese? What kind of cheese? Excuse me, bailiff. Get me a cheese. Give me a cheeseburger Happy Meal with extra cheese on it for Mr. Sue Surf. He gonna talk to us. He about to confirm some information for us. What? You want extra cheese on that? Yeah. Get us a Happy Meal with extra cheese on it. What kind of cheese you want, Sue Surf? We got American cheese, Swiss cheese, Jack cheddar. We got Jack cheddar cheese if that's what you want. As soon as you confirm information, use a motherfucking rat. That's it. I wouldn't care. I'm going to tell you, go to war or go to work. I don't give a damn about you gang members. Y'all tore up the community. Y'all committed treason on your people. Y'all killed your people. You sold poison to the community. I wouldn't give a damn what you do. But when you get on this algorithm and you start confusing the youngsters about what's a rat and what's not, well, that's why I step in that. That's why I get involved. Sue Surf is a rat. I don't give a... Hey, yo, I don't care what you say. Don't matter. It don't matter, B. Sue Surf ate the cheese. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. Do y'all put a 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm saying? I want to make sure this don't go over your bridge, over your head or under your bridge. I want to make sure everybody understands and everybody following what I'm saying to you. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand exactly what I'm saying to you. Confirmation is ratting. Don't confirm nothing. Don't confirm nothing to the police. I don't know what the fuck I got to tell y'all this, man. I don't know why I got to tell y'all this. Don't confirm nothing. Zip with the drip should have told y'all that. He's a jail nigga. He should have came up here and told y'all, hey, man, how for you is right, my G. Don't let Zip with the drip rearrange your situation. Don't let Lil Zippy make you feel bad and make you second guess what you were saying. You was 100% right what you said about Surf. Y'all niggas gonna still battle. That nigga's a rat. Oh, why would you say he's a rat? Nobody. Listen, trust me, one of his co-defendants, I'm sure in due time is gonna come out and say this nigga, man, was talking too much. He confirmed some shit that made me have to go to prison. Yes, I'm sure. And rats walk the yard all the time, my G. Trust me. Trust what I'm telling you. You know it's some niggas in there like, yo, you ain't touching Sue. You know what I mean? Sue Surf is buying Canteen. He a big time celebrity. He a battle rapper. Everybody love him. Everybody know him. Rats walk the yard all the time. Don't let these niggas make you think that rats gotta go to protective custody. Cause they don't, it ain't always like that. A lot of rats is walking the yard. Alpo was walking the yard. Alpo was walking the yard. Then he came home from prison And he was walking amongst you he was all out there in Harlem riding around on motorcycles and shit. Y'all niggas was scared to death. Okay? So miss me with the he was what? How was it? Easy. The paperwork said he told on his man was trying to get the RICO charge thrown out. But because he confirmed the information, oh yeah, you gonna get that RICO charge, racketeering and all that. Yeah, going to prison, brother. Oh, don't worry. Sue Surf already confirmed it. To all my youngsters out there, go to war or go to work, all right? Go get some credentials, my G. Get your CDL license, get your plumber's certification, get your electrician certification, go get your welder's certification. It's a lot of money to be made. You ain't even got to go to work. You can start a business. You can start a plumbing business. You can start a welding business. You can start a trucking company if you want to, do your own thing. You ain't got to be a slave to the algorithm. You ain't got to be a slave to you could go start your own business. Go get your credentials. Stop letting these niggas make you think they get money. Stop letting these niggas fool you and make you think they doing, trust me. These niggas go to prison, come home, and become tax-paying citizens. Look at Zip with the Drip. He on YouTube. He's a tax-paying citizen. When you get paid on the 21st, they take the taxes out. HAZVAC. All of that. Come on, man. So many different ways, man. But, because you got to know something, right? Everybody ain't meant to be a businessman. Everybody ain't meant to go out there and get legal money. It's a lot of soldiers, it's a lot of young warriors that they going to prison. They going to do everything they can, and they going to end up in prison. It just is what it is. If you one of those type of dudes that's just gangster, you just want to do everything you can to end up in a cage, don't confirm nothing for the police. Don't fucking talk to the police. If you take a plea deal, it should be very cut and dry. I did this. I did that. Well, did you and two of your co-defendants, did y'all cross state lines with marijuana? No, ma'am. I don't know what they did. I know I crossed state lines with marijuana. That's it. If you gonna go to jail and you gonna be a hooligan, learn how to stand on business, my G. If you get in that motherfucking courtroom or interrogation room and you get to saying, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, if every fucking answer is yes, ma'am, you probably ratted. You don't even know that you ratted, my G. You don't even know that you confirmed some shit that you ain't have to confirm. You done incriminated your homies. You done got your deal. They can't even come and negotiate their deal and they plea deal because you done already confirmed. And Zip already told you. Oh, I just confirmed it. Yeah, I didn't tell. I just confirmed the information. Nigga, you's a rat if you confirm the information. Sue Surf is a rat. Like it or love it. I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't mind being the bearer of bad news. I don't care. And a lot of you thug niggas and hooligans is rats. We get to looking through y'all paperwork with those plea deals. A lot of you niggas will be rats. Yeah. With that being said, listen, man. You already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Listen. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man business, this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. I'm only here to give you this game straight raw, my G. Yeah. Listen, man, no fentanyl, no baking soda, no quinine. We ain't whipping this dope and we ain't counter whipping this dope. I'm only here to give it to you straight, raw. I'm passionate about this. I know how it feel to grow up in the 90s and listen to rap music and believe that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I know how it feel to grow up in the 90s and look at drug dealers and look at certain niggas and think that they had more money than they really had. Believe they was living a certain lifestyle that if they had social media, we probably could see like, nah, you ain't really get a lot of these drug dealers, the majority of them, they would listen, they making less than minimum wage. The majority of these niggas selling drugs, these niggas is broke. The majority of these so-called gangsters, we already see when they get into the courtroom, it's yes ma'am and it's no ma'am. They got all the manners, and I mean these niggas get manners. You know, imagine this killer, a whole killer. He done killed a whole black person somewhere. He get in front of them white people and it's yes ma'am and it's no ma'am. That's all Sue Surf was saying. I done watched a lot of Sue Surf battles. I ain't never heard him say yes ma'am to nobody. I ain't heard him say yes sir to nobody. Nigga, he's a killer for real, goddamn rolling 60 Crip member. Yeah, I'm a gang member, Grape Street, Nutty Block Crip. Yeah. Get in that courtroom and he confirming information. Zip with the drip, you know, he said, yo, I'm confirming the information. I'm passionate about this because I understand how it feel to, I know what they doing. They done switched from these rappers to these bloggers. They done switched from these rappers to these battle rappers. They done, bruh. Damn, or the pool just went off. They switched from these rappers to the Twitchers, to the streamers, to the bloggers. The rappers ain't really got no influence like they used to have. The rappers don't, you know, the way the rappers influenced us, they don't influence the new generation. Now it's the Casanets. It's the, you understand what I'm saying? It's the bloggers, it's the streamers. We got the voice now. And now all of a sudden, nobody don't know what a rat is. You know, Gunna's a rat, but Tax Stone ain't a rat. You know, Bimmy is a confidential informant, but Sue Surf, he's confirming information. The paperwork say, and he ain't no rat. The game is over, young man. Don't you see that? Don't you understand that the game is absolutely over? It's a wrap. It's finito. It's done. Don't ever say I didn't tell you so. Now, if you choose to be in the street and you choose to do crime and the police come and get your dumb ass, always remember this. If you're going to take a plea deal, only say yes, ma'am, to what you did. Never confirm anything. If they already know it, why the fuck they need you to confirm it? If they already know the information, what the fuck they need you to confirm it? Oh, yeah, they need you to confirm it. Oh, yeah. Confirmation is Rat Nation. Confirmation equals Rat Nation. Yeah. With that being said, man, you already know what time it is. It's your boy, Grown Man Bennett TV. You already know. You understand me? You know, it's pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. You know what I mean? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.